consumer economy. In the glare of the late June sun, we ripped off our ties, walked home from graduation ceremonies at the Lower U's 175th Street Theater, and the very next Monday launched into the summer jobs that would pay for registration, books, and spending money while we were full-time students. But not Kenny. Ever the dreamer, the exotic, he was the only one of us to forego a summer of work. Ah, there's plenty of time for that, he said, running a hand through his wavy hair, already longer than ours, as we sifted through the backpacks at Joe's Army Navy store. I'm hitching cross country like Kerouac. We expected nothing less from Kenny, and true, he went to Clinton with us, but Kenny lived with his family in Fortress, Riverdale, high atop the Terminal Moraine west of Broadway in the northwest Bronx, up where the swells live. It was there in leafy splendor that JFK once lived, as did Mark Twain and Arturo Toscanini. Fortress Riverdale, to us urchins from the careworn Bronxy Bronx, was revered. It was heaven on earth. We could only imagine daily life upon those hills. There we imagined there was no pushing burglaries or car thefts or purse snatchings. In Fortress Riverdale, junkies didn't hoist themselves up dumbwaiters and break into your apartment and toss your belongings, your life. In Fortress Riverdale, apartments were toasty warm in winter, and no one need hang on the bathroom radiator with a wrench, a violent signal for the super to turn up the heat. In Fortress Riverdale, people had wall-to-wall carpeting, not throw rugs, circuit breakers, not 15-amp glass fuses, and frost-free refrigerators, not ancient igloos. In Fortress Riverdale, kids got braces, piano lessons, ski vacations, parents didn't fight, car batteries didn't die, pets were taken to the vet. Success was both expected and assured. No wonder we expected Kenny to live for California. We loved Kenny, even as we knew and envied the knowledge that in the big circus of life, he was working with a net.
Wow. So, wait, is that the New York you miss?
No, that's
I mean,
That's the New York he came from.
I mean, I can totally understand. Did you have Mrs. Schlitt by any chance?
no.
You went to Clinton?
I went to Clinton, yeah.
She used to be she was our neighbor, and she used to be a teacher there.
No, I had some great teachers there, actually.
Yeah.
I had Miss Simon, I had Mr.
You never
Haldy.
had Mrs. Schlitt?
No, that one didn't ring a bell. I must have cut that class.
Oh, yeah, you probably did.
He was
Or
having,
you were in the
you were having
bathroom.
Schlitz.
You were in the bathroom,
With
right?
the
Yeah,
Schlitz.
like, what were you doing in the bathroom in high school?
Let me tell you something. In the 3 years I was in Buick Clinton, I never went to the bathroom once.
Oh, my God.
I went to the bathroom one time.
Is this your skeleton?
Nah, I got better ones than this one. The first time I went to, it was, euphemistically called the boys' room. It wasn't the boys' room, it was the
Wasn't it an
men's
all-boys
room.
school?
It was an all-boys
Yeah.
school at the time, and I walked in there, and it was like an opium den. I'm like, yeah, maybe later. I'll hold it in. It wasn't worth it. No.
Wow.
It was a tough school.
Wow, but you came out all right.
Yeah, just with a little twitch,
Aww. Wow. So, did you fantasize about living in Riverdale?
No, because it was not cool to admit that you were into Riverdale. It was better to make fun of them. It was better to make fun
Like
of
the Whitehall?
Oh, yeah. It was better to make fun of the kids that went to science. And when some idiot kid from science would wear the science jacket, I mean, they were finished.
Yeah.
We were thug-like on the 2 bus and the 1 bus in our Clinton jackets and just chasing the science kids. It's like,
Oh, no.
you guys are crazy. You're asking for it,
Wow.
Yeah, it was, it's not something that I really,
So, what is the New York you wish existed?
Yeah, so a version of New York that's between, like, kind of a hybrid, with a little bit more
Melting pot?
love of art than back in the 60s, and when the city was really in the toilet, when and up to 73, when it was like, fourth city drug.
83.
But not as money as it is now. I mean,
Yeah.
83.
yeah.
It was sort of gentrified.
I mean, I moved to, I was in the Bronx till the early 70s, and then I was in Manhattan for a while, did Jackson Heights for a while. And then in 85, I moved to Park Slope. And 85 Park Slope, that's good. It was still enough crime to keep it real.
Okay. Not like now.
but there weren't the financial service types who.
Now it's like the Beverly Hills of Brooklyn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Less banks, more pizzerias.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we have banks on every corner
That's
here.
what I mean.
It's either a bank-
They outbid everybody for new space. Is the banks and
the realtors
And Dunkin'
and
Donuts.
CVS.
Starbucks.
And
So,
CVS.
so today happens to be National I Love Food Day. So we have a few different selections here. Anything particular you're fancy?
You know, a lollipop would be perfect.
Oh, great. So
A little
now we
sugar
get
with
a-
now we get a skeleton from your closet.
Yeah. So when I was a youngin, back in the day, I met the woman who was going to be my wife, and under my beard there's a scar. And she asked me one time, "How did you get that scar?" And me being from Bronxy Bronx, I figured, let me tell her a really good one. So I said, well, you know, I was in this fight and we were playing basketball, and some gang came in and they broke bottles, and I got cut. And so
So is that manly to you?
well, I thought that was the height of manliness. At 24, I mean, a scar on your face with
He tripped in the
a
library.
broken bottle. Well, no, it was worse than that. So we went to visit my mother when I was still talking to my mother back then, and the discussion got around to the scar, and my mother turned to me and said, "Oh, I see you still have that scar on your face." And my wife, the woman at the time, said, "So yeah, how did that happen?" And my mother said, "Well, you know, he was drinking a juice bati and tripped, and the glass bati broke and cut his face. It was horrible. It was bleeding all over the rug." And but don't tell anybody that story. That's just between us,
So
okay?
you were busted.
No, don't tell anybody.
Busted by mom.
That's sad, man.
But that
Did you
was
get
those
stitches?
are the good old days when the bottles were made of glass and the dashboards were
Bati?
metal.
That was
No
before
seatbelts.
headrest. No
Yeah, I have a
headrest.
song about that.
Oh, the pre-seatbelt? Oh, good.
Yeah, because we weren't told not to drink and drive. We didn't know. Exactly.
Yeah.
I know. So is there a website you want people to stalk you at?
Please take a look at www.therealnewyorkers.com. You could visit.
And how do you become a real New Yorker? Like what categorizes that?
You know, it's a state of mind. I mean, you can come from Ohio, you can come from other parts of the country, you could be born here, but it's really a state of mind. There are some people who are born in New York City who are not real New Yorkers because they're just not into it. They're more suburban oriented and they just flee as soon as they can.
Well, then
But
they're
if you-
not real New Yorkers.
That's right. So it's more of
Because like there's some people that do migrate here from other places that know like
Yeah.
they were meant to be here and it's like
Totally.
they'll never leave.
Totally.
Then they're the ones that come and think that they are, but then they
They
leave.
do their 2 years.
Yeah.
Totally.
Or
It's a hitch.
It's like, but when you travel, isn't it like the best part about traveling and it's like that you know when you come home, you're coming home to New York. It's like
Oh,
it doesn't
absolutely.
get better than that.
Some
Like,
shitty
I
airports.
know. I
the
can't stand
DQE.
it.
You come home from
I
your
love to
vacation.
travel, but I love to come.
Yeah.
Coming here is like not a bad thing.
You come home from your vacation bliss, you get off the plane,
So
you're at
even
JFK.
in this terrible New York that you're saying has evolved, it's good to come home
Like,
here, right?
absolutely. Like you said before, you know what? No matter what happens to the neighborhood, you find your like-minded people and you hang with them, and that's what you've done.
Yeah. So I love your stuff.
I'm glad you like it. And,
Well, I'm a Bronx. Bronx is in my blood, so
we got to stick together. And you know what? The Bronx is really coming up. I hope.
that's what I keep
The
seeing
good
and hearing.
the good news is it's not coming up as quickly as what happened in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
So it's more of a paced, more of a thoughtful change, and I think it's going to be all for the better.
Yeah, it has to because they have nowhere else to improve anymore. So like,
Staten Island.
who's gonna go there?
Well, you can. I mean, it's $40 to get there and back.
I
right?
know on that bridge,
But
right?
it's all.
I know. I mean, no offense to Staten Island. I feel for you, but can you drive your boat there?
Now, my boat is a barge. I could tow it there. I mean, it doesn't have propulsion. A barge is a house without propulsion. A houseboat.
So the houseboat is not really a boat?
No, a houseboat is a boat. A houseboat has propulsion. A house barge is
So
basically
you
a
live
barge.
on a house barge?
It's a barge. So then it actually was originally built in Patchogue, was at 79th Street Boat Basin for a number of years, and then got towed through Hell's Gate out towards where I am now in Port Washington. So it was pulled, like by a little boat.
Have you ever been on this barge?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice.
They're all invited for a remote broadcast at the sea.
Oh, that sounds great. And will you cook?
Yes, I'll cook.
Because Sal is a chef.
No, nothing like barbecue on the garlic knot.
So you can make that.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, there you go. All right, we're going. So would you like to
Then
push
we're
your
gonna
button?
steal some Christmas decorations, right? Yeah.
We'll be back. We got more on this today. Thank you.
Reach with rising stars.